Next composer about whom we'll be talking is Franz Liszt, 1811–1886. Liszt was born in Hungary. His father was an administrator for the Esterházy family for which Haydn served. As an 11 years old boy, he lived and studied piano in Vienna, and this is where he met Schubert and Beethoven. Then he moved to Paris, and he became a virtuoso performer. In the 19th century, Paris was the cultural center of Europe. So Liszt, as a virtuoso performer, after hearing the virtuoso violinist Paganini, decided to become a Paganini of the piano. He withdrew from the concert stage for a few years, practiced from 8 to 12 hours a day, and emerged as probably the greatest pianist of his time. To display his own incomparable piano mastery, Liszt composed his transcendental etudes and made piano transcriptions of Paganini's violin pieces. He wrote, "My piano is my very self, my mother tongue, my life. A man's 10 fingers have the power to reproduce the harmonies which are created by hundreds of performers." The Transcendental Etude, first he composed when he was just 13 years old. Then he picked it up again 15 years later, and he composed a virtuoso piece, the cycle of pieces that require really real virtuoso to play, to be able to play. At age 36, he abandoned his career as a pianist and became court conductor for the Grand Duke in Weimar. He composed many orchestral pieces and developed a new form of program music that influenced later composers. That was also a time when Liszt was very generous and was supporting Wagner's success, and was teaching hundreds of gifted pianists who flocked to Weimar, and he was teaching them free of charge. But then, after all those many years of successful career, there was an abrupt change in Liszt's life. He went to Vienna to pursue religious studies, and in 1865 he took minor holy orders, becoming Abbé Liszt. Contemporaries were just surprised by this turn of events. Liszt, who was the Don Giovanni, the man who was breaking women's hearts, now suddenly was interested in church and in religion and wanted to become a monk, almost like. So during the last 17 years of his life, he divided his time between Rome, Weimar, and Budapest, where he became the president of New Academy of Music. So what we have to remember, what we should remember about Liszt is that he created the symphonic poem, or one-tone poem, which was a one-movement orchestral composition based to some extent on literary or pictorial ideas. The one-movement program music form for orchestra that may take many traditional forms or may also be in irregular form. Liszt's piano works demand an unprecedented range of dynamics, from a whispered piano pianissimo to thunderous forte fortissimo. And again, symphonic poem, one-tone poem, a one-movement orchestral composition based to some extent on literary or pictorial ideas. Liszt unified contrasting moods through thematic transformation, which was a single musical idea recurring throughout a work, but is varied so that its character is transformed. Liszt's music can stand by itself without a program, as can most program music. Liszt broke away from the standard four-movement symphony and from the sonata form, as it was used by the classical composers. And now I would like to invite you to listen with me the Transcendental Etude.